Hello traders, Mike Katz here with 7 Points Capital, going over a couple of nice trades today. The blockchain symbols were in play again, as they have been for the last few days, and today they finally gave way, they sold off, and there were some really nice trades that we were involved in, and we'll go over a couple of them. There were quite a few symbols we were in, but I'll focus on two just to keep the video short. Mara and RIOT were the two symbols we were in. So let's start with Mara, with meaning Marathon Patent Industries, whatever this thing is called, right? Patent Group. Um, the symbol that went from $1 to 10 and back to 4. Well, today we had a couple of nice trades where the setups were pretty clean. You didn't have to fight it too much where you had to get in front of a freight train. All you had to do was just wait for the topping action, the lower highs to take place, and then just join the trend. Find spots where we can join the trend. And that's pretty much what we did today. Looking at, let me zoom out a little bit here. Looking at the pre-market and today, there was a pretty nice pop early on. Didn't do much here. Didn't get involved in this name up until right around here. So this, in my opinion, let's do this. Let's scroll back just so we're looking in real time, more or less, so that we're not using too much hindsight. Let's look at this right here. So right there, looking at the pre-market action, this being support off of the pre-market action, off of yesterday's level. This to me is not a short yet. Unless you want to fight this and short as it's going up and you're going to keep shorting higher and higher. To me, this doesn't look like a short yet. So I wasn't doing anything here yet. Let's scroll forward a little bit as we go. At this point, it's still holding support. We break below it, right? We break below support. And now we are finally coming back above. So let me just clear this out. There we go. So this one will extend it to the right and boom. So now whatever was support and bounced off in the morning becomes resistance. So we have this level, we have the $5 figure above, and we broke below it down here, and now we're coming back for a retest. And this level, I would actually draw it a little bit differently and move it down here a little bit, but you guys get the point. So as we're coming back up, we're getting rejected by the level. Good spot to get involved. Versus where? Versus right here. Versus this area. And notice what happens the rest of the day. We stay below VWAP, no real bounces. Finally get my setup where we get 1, 2, 3, 4 bottoms at the same level. And then we finally put in a lower high, right? Right here is a lower high. So good spot right here versus 460. And then what happens? Let's see. Boom, right? Break below. And now we're going to get back to this resistance area. So another great place right here to get involved, put on size, and that's going versus here. And then this thing just keeps on going lower. Right here, it looked like it was a little bit scary because it's making a higher low, and I'm thinking to myself, man, this better stay below 440, 450, otherwise this could rip up again as it's been doing the last few days. But just follow the rules, and don't get emotional. Right here with my big position, I'm like, oh man, I'm starting to get a little bit emotional, but I'm like, just follow the rules. And then, boom, we get a nice little pop to the downside, cover up some on this wash, put some out on this little bounce, but doesn't really bounce enough. So we stop covering, and then comes to $4 right here, some cover. I remember when it broke $4, I put some more on, covered for a quick trade, then gets rejected by 4. Just really nice action and respecting the levels. So Mara, And then the other one was RIOT. All right, the biotech gone blockchain symbol. Let's look at the daily on this guy. Went from $4 to 10, pulls back, and then boom, right? $24. I think pre-market this day, it even went as high as 30. Let's see. Yeah, this thing went as high as 29 and change. What a mover, right? And that's the day it just pukes out the rest of the day. But obviously a mover, obviously lots of interest in this and lots of volume. And it's just a matter of finding the right spots. So once again, let's zoom in. Pre-market levels goes above. No reason to be short here. I remember $17 level. I put a little feeler on here on the short side, um, somewhere around here, and just a feeler pops above 17. Boom, take it off, revisit, and then comes down, comes back. Could have been a nice entry versus 17 again, but I didn't have a high conviction on this because we're still, the stock's not really falling apart there. So when it comes down and now starts to retest, makes this lower high, lower high, lower high. Let's draw this out a little bit. Boom, all those lower highs. I want to get involved in short pops. So right here, I'm getting involved in this area versus here. So I'm risking about 50 cents. 50 cents to get into a stock that can potentially move a few dollars. And that's all I'm really interested in, right? So boom, nice little washout. Starts to go sideways and then couldn't curl back up, stays below VWAP, stays below this support, right? And now we're getting rejected by resistance. And then what do we get? Boom, another push through the support. Big move to the downside. Everybody who's long from before, earlier, or from the past few days, you know that they're being shaken out, being squeezed out. So I cover some into this panic selling, and then start to size back in as it starts to stabilize, and then it starts to really give that descending triangle and goes for another move down. Boom, right? Another nice move, measured move from 16 to 14 and a half is $1.50. Subtract that from 14 and a half. 13 was the target. Get a nice break again. Flags, another break. And it's just a matter of letting the winner work. Initially risking 50 cents to potentially make a few dollars. And then when it starts to work, find spots to get bigger and put on more size versus responsible levels, responsible risk limits. And it's just a matter of letting them work. So finally, these blockchain names were coming back and then selling off. Probably has to do with the fact that Bitcoin was a little bit more volatile. Last night breaks $10,000, goes to 11 overnight, comes back, and then the World Bank economist, I forget what his name was, he says he thinks that Bitcoin should be outlawed. And what does Bitcoin do? Boom, takes a quick dip to 8,600, 2,000, $2,500 sell off. And that's probably to shake out a lot of those chasers, a lot of those people getting in at 10,000 and above, right? So I think these names are probably tracking the coins pretty well. And today with Bitcoin putting in some sort of a top and pulling back, gave some reason to start shorting these again and getting out of these. So good action in these couple of names, Mara and RIOT, and definitely tracking all these other ones. Like, here's another example, XNET, right? Um, Goes from 4 to 26 and then starts to pull back. And now, today went from 20, was it from like 19-ish to $12. So huge range in these, lots of opportunity. It's just a matter of staying safe. Don't risk more than you can handle. Otherwise you'll be shaken out by, at the exact worst spot, because if you're too big, you're just going to end up taking it where taking it off where the pain is the highest, and that's usually the spot where you want to be getting in, not taking them off. So lots of good trades. Key is to stay focused and just keep hitting singles and doubles. And today there were a couple, I'd say doubles, triples, and maybe even a home run in these crypto names. But lots of good action, and looking forward to how these guys react next couple of days. So I want to thank everyone for watching 7 Points Capital. Follow us on Twitter, on LinkedIn, all that good stuff. Give us comments. We appreciate the feedback, and we're looking forward to introduce you guys to some more of our traders. Thank you guys.